Miss Becky, come in for your meal.
Oh, blah, where in the world are we today?
Well, we're at Explore Park.
Right, which is a whole new operation in Virginia near the city of Roanoke where we live. And this is really exciting because the park is not even open yet to the public.
That's right. Look at this beautiful cabin we're in front of here.
This is a reconstructed cabin from the 19th century, and over here we've got
What
people
we got
working.
going on here? What are they doing here, Laban?
Well, they're making apple cider, and they're chomping the apples up right now.
Throwing them in there. Make sure you don't get your hands in there. Oh!
And these don't have to be world-class apples either.
Now what it's doing is it's chomping them all up and throwing them in this bucket down
Right.
here. And when we get this bucket full,
Which is we're going to do in just a few minutes.
which we can do just any old time now,
Right. We'll squeeze it.
we're going to put the squeeze on it. Some of
And
our
this is
fine friends here.
a copper tray here, and they put the squeeze board right there, and now they're going to put the major league squeeze on it.
And we're going to have orange juice by the time this is over with.
When we get inside the house in a little while, we'll try some.
We'll try out some of this fine apple juice. Now he's
And the juice is starting to run.
Johnson. This is what you and I'd like to do to a lot of people around the station.
Oh, I know it. I can think of any number of people that deserve to have their heads put down there.
Oh, now it's going to get serious here.
Oh, yes. Look at this.
How all this hard work is
a
just
cudgel.
wearing me out.
Uh-huh. Well, the juice is beginning to run out
yes,
of there
indeed.
now.
Look at that. Are you excited about this?
I'm very excited.
I can tell.
love
You notice who's doing all the work here, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to
Please
say
make
that?
note of that.
Some things have never changed.
This is amazing,
Oh,
though, to
that
have to
is.
pull on this thing to get it to...
Try and
The
hold
tray
it
is
into
just
place
loaded with juice.
Oh, here it goes.
There it goes.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that pretty?
And it's being strained, of course, there, but look at that.
Be careful, Johnson. Don't strain yourself.
Well, I don't want to. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, all of you that live in the South know that if you let this set for a few days, it gets righteous.
We'd have ourselves a great party out here, I'll tell you that.
Yes, it does. This is why Grandpa used to go to the barn all the time.
Or down to the basement and
Right.
stay there for hours on end. I never could figure it out. I'd go down there, wasn't nothing down there. Didn't amuse me at all.
You wonder how people live through all the hard times. This is it,
This
ladies
is
and
it.
gentlemen.
Hard cider.
Right.
Hard times, hard cider. Well, that is just wonderful. Looks like we have done a great job.
We have. And in that wonderful old crock there.
Oh, we'll be going inside here and taste it up on this in just a little bit. Johnson and I wish we could sort of sit around for a couple of months and let it age.
Absolutely.
But,
that looks
it
wonderful.
smells great. 20 proof. no, it's real
We'll
good
try it.
cider.
Now, let's look at the cabbage
Oh, yes.
cutter here for the...
For those of you that are as old as Johnson and I and a little bit older, this is the start of
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. Oh, somebody want to run this thing for us, or did we just turn it on?
Only Bly would want to do that.
Uh-huh.
But you just slide it across here.
That, couldn't I?
Right.
Well, here, let me do it. I don't feel like you ought to have to do all the work. This is Johnson's head. Telling you, I've been wanting to do this for a while. And I tell you, this thing, you got to be careful when you get down real close, because, what happens when you get real close? Do you use a piece of wood on it?
Well, they call you old short finger Sam.
Well, anyway. That's it. Now look at
Now,
this.
right down in here, you've got a great shot there of all of that cabbage. Isn't that great?
Put that stuff in the ground
With
for
some
about a
salt,
month.
and, you've got some sauerkraut. So that's the way they save cabbage for a longer day. And next week, we'll be doing cabbage recipes here on Cookin' Cheap. But Bly, enough of this fun and frivolity. Let's get inside where we can do some cooking. We'll be inside in just a minute.
Here's to your health, Johnson.
Cheers.
Some of this freshly squoze.
Ooh, I think I got the worm.
I think you had it before you came in here. But anyway.
With these fine 19th century cups.
Oh, they are, yeah.
You know, I remember.
Handmade from papyrus.
You know, when I was a kid and spent my summers in the country with my relatives, and I stayed a lot with my great-great aunt and uncle Jenny and Gordon McLean. And they lived in a house very much like this, and they had big old luggy ceramic cups that they drank out of. They never used glass. They didn't have it. So that's, I guess, what we would have had left over from the 19th century. Not that I was that old. Bly.
We're in a cabin that dates to 1837 and was reconstructed here at Explorer. And look at this. We've got a nice fire going back here. You know, Johnson...
and they're boiling some water.
We used to throw kids like Johnson in fires when they were misbehaving. I might just give you a lunge here in a minute. Don't try that at home now, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
it's not funny.
Boys and girls, do not boil water in your fireplace at home unless your mama says it's all right.
That's true. Now listen, I got to tell you, I'm going to do an herb chicken salad.
Okay, and I'm doing an Andalusian salad.
Beg your pardon?
That's a Spanish salad.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's a rice salad, and I got a lot of chopping to do. I'm going to chop up a couple of red peppers. I'm going to peel and seed these tomatoes. I'm going to chop up some parsley and onion, and that's basically it. So I know you've got a lot to do, so I'm just going to be chopping and throwing it into this bowl that's got about a cup and a little piece of cooked rice.
It's at times like this that I realize who chooses the recipes. You know you're in big trouble when your chicken salad, the first thing on the instructions says remove giblets rather, from the chicken and bake an entire chicken. That's the first thing this chicken salad calls for. It says bake it in the bag in accordance with the instructions on the bag.
Oh.
That's what it said. So I have indeed baked an entire chicken. It's a small one. It's about 4 to 4.5 pounds, something like that. And I baked it according to the bag instructions. And in a couple of minutes, we're going to take that bad boy, bad girl, excuse me, and we're going to be cutting that thing all up. But the first thing I got to do, this thing goes in like 3 or 4 different, I've just never seen anything like it, goes on forever. I'm sure glad I have this fortification with me today. First thing I got to do is chop up a few little spring onions. Aren't they pretty?
They are
sort of match Johnson's hair a little, don't
Oh,
you?
please.
But anyway, I'm going to do that, and even though we are in an 1837 cabin, thank heavens we do have a little electricity here today, just a little bit, because I have to fry some stuff up here in a couple of minutes. It goes with the first. I got to get the corruption off of this. This is the filthiest stuff.
I'm trying to seed my
So anyway, this
tomatoes.
is that exciting part of our program where you get to see the tops of our heads for a great period of time. But Johnson has a pretty nice top of his head there. So anyway, I brought the wrong knife along, but that's okay. This one will chop just like any other knife should. It's just not as big as I'd like for it to be. I have a funny feeling it's out in Johnson's buggy, which we drove in here. Actually, we did drive a car.
the shade.
The Shay. I can tell you something about the Tootsies
As
to
in a
say, but I'm afraid
one-horse
we'd get in
open-
real big trouble.
Oh, you probably would.
Alrighty, so I got to chop this up pretty good. Excuse me. You know, it's real nice they brought us a monitor along today, and they never even turned it on.
Oh, I can't even see it from here.
Doesn't
Wait a
do
minute,
you
let me
any
see. I
good
got my
anyway.
glasses here somewhere.
Put it on.
Let me put them on.
It's real small. It's
and
one of
see if
those
I
little
can
Japanese jobs.
See if I can see the.
Yeah, it's putting out a good picture now.
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed. I hated to be so subtle. Oh, for heaven's sake. Will you not stoop to anything?
Yes, I
This
won't
is
stoop to pick
just
anything up off the floor.
Ridiculous. I mean, it's just absurd. The kind of
no.
animals you'll run into
Right.
here in the
Well,
woods.
you know, I saw these pumpkins out on the
You
front
thought you were
porch.
going to be the only one, didn't you?
and I beat you to it.
That just makes me so mad. Okay, we're going to put that in there. I'm going to take this nose off because I feel like... Anyway, what am I doing? Oh, we have today some real fine wine, Chateau Screw Top. And we're going to use some of that. Put that in there, just a little bit. And some of those onions.
Now, that should have been made on the place out of our wild grapes. Oh, absolutely.
And the tarragon. We're going to pour some tarragon in there. And don't worry, it looks like an awful lot. Now what we got to do is turn this way up on real steamy hot high, because what we have to do at this point is we have to boil this down so there is no liquid in there. Meanwhile, concurrent with all of that, you need to be steaming, and I went out and bought these yesterday and snapped them myself. I can't remember when I snapped beans for the last time. Startling close up there. I'm so glad we have a monitor. Anyway, and you snap them in half and just steam them a little bit. And also, you will take some spring potatoes, little bitty ones, little tiny ones, little red potatoes, and boil those. And I've done all that in advance of coming out here today. Otherwise, we'd have had about 4 shows together. We'd been here for 6 hours, which is approximately how long I've spent on this recipe.
I believe that you could have boiled those potatoes right over there in that hot
Well,
fire.
we'll never know, because I've already pre-boiled them. Mama taught me some shortcuts down on the farm. That's one of them. Now, this stuff is starting to bubble around. Now, while all that is going on, while there's a whole lot of bubbling and this and that and the other, I'm going to take this chicken and start ripping it to pieces, and we're going to chop it all up real good in anticipation of the chicken portion of the chicken salad, which we may get to if we're lucky, although I don't know. This table has a very good ring to it. This is one of those good solid tables. They don't make them like this anymore, do they?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
I haven't bought a table.
You know, you hear people say that all the time. Maybe they do make. You know, people get so angry at you and I and Huffy that someone will probably write in and say, well, I make tables like that every day of my life.
And if we're lucky, they'll send it to us through the mail.
Well, we're bubbling up the wine and the tarragon and some onion. And we're just going to fry that down. You got to watch it, because when it fries out, it goes out of there fast. And you don't want to burn it.
Oh, that tarragon is fragrant.
Doesn't it smell good? Meanwhile, I'm going to start disassembling this chicken.
I did that last night, and that is one of the nastiest jobs.
It is. There's no shortcut, ladies and gentlemen. This is called your fingers. And this is what you have to do. And yes, I washed my fingers before I came in here today. Of course, I don't know what I touched on the way in, but what can you do? We're out in the woods.
Well, yes.
You do the best you can.
That's right.
So anyway, I'm going to start
But
doing
now,
that.
they've got right over here. Wait a minute. Well, if I'd known it, I was going to wash your mouth out. But here's some Lysol. And, oh, we would.
Can you imagine? Poor kids. They did used to get their mouths washed out with Lysol.
Mine got washed out once or twice.
Now, don't you children try that at home. Oh, I don't know. There's some of them I'd like to see try it.
Well, maybe don't you mothers and fathers try that at home.
That's right. That's true. So anyway, this is about a 4-pound chicken, and it says to do it according to the bag instructions. And the bag instructions said call 1-800, and I won't tell you what kind of chicken. It was a particular brand, and I called it yesterday, and nobody answered. It was a false lie. There wasn't anybody waiting to answer my phone calls to help me out. Oh, this is nice chicken.
Well, it is.
I'm just
Not
ripping
bad.
it to pieces.
Not bad at all.
Which is all you can do with it. Just rip it to pieces. And cut it up. Smells very good, too. Anyway, about 350 degrees for about an hour and a half. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Boy, I want to tell you, it sure is warm in front of this fireplace.
Well, it feels real good on my arthritis.
Well, I was going to say, that's the first feeling you've had back there in quite a while, what we heard. Oh, Lord, I hate
he just
this.
talks so bad about
I just
me.
hate dealing with
Why?
chicken.
Why?
Because it's so messy.
Well, why didn't you chop it
I'll
all
smell
up before
like a
you got
chicken
here?
for the rest of the day, and you'll have to smell it all the way back, too, because I'm riding with you. Well, I could have pre-done all this, but I decided what would there be to do? What would be left to do?
Eat it.
Oh, I never thought of that. As you can see, I'm not being real picky about, oh yeah, you're supposed to get the skin off of it too.
Yeah, because
Well, it's no skin off my chicken.
yeah.
Well, I did sort of peel the skin back there, see?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we can.
And this stuff is doing all right, but it's not boiling down quite as fast as I'd like for it to, but it's all right. It's starting to, doesn't it smell good?
Ooh-wee.
Now, it's getting real close to where it doesn't have any moisture in there, so I think I'm going to cut it off at this point and just let it finish up. Oh, no, Carol, you must be joking.
How much?
I haven't even started.
How much time do we have?
Fortunately, I brought some along that's real. Oh, just a few minutes.
Oh, we're going to have to hurry.
Yeah, we're going to have to hurry up quite a bit.
Well, listen, while you're chopping away there, why don't we bring in some more of our friends from Explore here and let them tell you more about this exciting place.
Okay.
Well, the house as you see it now is much as it would have appeared in and around 1837, which is when Samuel Hoffager started construction on the main portion of the house, the two-story portion. About a year or two later, within that time frame, the kitchen addition was put on the opposite side. The Hoffagers came from Germany in the late 18th century, down through Pennsylvania, through the valley, and finally settled in Botetourt County around 1800. Samuel Hoffager's father's name was Jacob, and he was also a farmer. There's a lot of interesting detail work that is Germanic. Samuel Hoffager had a neighbor, John Hartman, who, in the interpretation whom I play, Hartman was a house builder and a cabinet maker, also a German. And we feel from our research that he had a very strong hand in the building of the house. There were very small, subtle details in the construction of doors, for instance, the sliding batten dovetails, or even on the top plate beams you'll probably see in a close-up, where they're very sizable timbers, but yet they're very finely beaded. And there's scroll cuts in some of the top plate logs as well in the gable ends. Things like that were very interesting. I think one of the most interesting things we found in dismantling the house, something that you don't find on sites like this, the interstices between the logs are filled with mud. They're actually filled with wood chinking and then mudded over with the daub. They applied that daub with daubing paddles, which were carved out of oak, and they were very disposable. They had a little scoop face on them and smoothed out, so they could kind of scoop it up and put it in there and smooth it out. Well, when the guys reached the top floor inside the house, they were getting ready to finish. They broke their paddles up, stuffed them in the wall. And fortunately, as we were pulling that daub out very carefully, these paddles rolled out. So we have two complete daubing paddles that we've put back together, which is really, I thought, was kind of interesting.
Okay, now I've chopped up enough of the chicken meat to make the salad. But here's what you do. After you get finished with this part of it, you add the yogurt, plain yogurt, to that and mix it all around, and you put that in the refrigerator for a while and let it chill. And then after it chills, you will, it's a mighty hot pan, but I'm just going to go ahead right now and put it directly into here so you can see how this goes together once it, pretend like I just went to the refrigerator and got this chilled stuff out. And the yogurt, about a little cup or so goes in there. And then you take your potatoes and your small potatoes and you quarter those. I'm just going to rough cut them. Ooh, that one looks right nasty. I chop mine a little bit finer than that. It calls for quartering them, but anyway.
I'm trying to make sure this is garlic, and I think they... No, it is, but it's elephant garlic, and it's very mild.
Does it smell like an elephant?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So anyway, we're going to chop up some of these, just about a quarter of a pound? I don't know. I have lost it. And mix all of this together, like so. And a little bit of oil goes in there at this point, too. Just a tiny little bit. Vegetable oil. And your beans. save those for supper. Those babies will be on my dinner table this evening. And you mix all this together and put it in a refrigerator and chill it. And it makes a whole mess of it, and it would normally make a little bit more than this. And then when you get finished, when it comes out, it's much smaller. It shrinks up. It looks like it sort of went to one side in your car, Johnson. But anyway, that's what it looks like. It's real pretty. And you just steam those so that they're real crunchy. And then you take a red onion. Hey, coming along.
Oh, I'm chopping away.
Take a red onion, and we're just going to sort of strip it off and put that around on top to make it real prettified, real lovely, so people will comment on what a beautiful salad it is.
And it is.
And it is, and you know it is. So cut that real thin. Would help if I took the outside off of it, but I just decided to take a shortcut, ladies and gentlemen. Well, here's what you're going to do anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. See, you take it apart like that, see?
Listen to those spools just laughing.
See, it comes out the same way. Take that, throw it away.
You know, what's really funny is, as everybody knows, we're famous for having to pad our recipes.
Now, isn't that lovely? Oh, that was lovely. It would be much lovelier if it didn't have 17 things set in front of it. And there you have it. It is pretty. People are whistling. There are people here coming in from all four corners of the park to see this
Now,
salad.
I want to dress my salad here. Now, let me review for everybody. I've got a cup of rice, a cup of chopped ripe red seeded peeled tomatoes, a cup of red pepper cut in little matchsticks, a tablespoon of onion that's been minced, a clove of garlic that's been minced, 2 tablespoons of chopped celery, and yes, I am doing the recipe. And now I'm going to add an oil and vinegar dressing with 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar.
Can I tell them what's in mine?
Why don't you go right ahead?
Because that might take up the rest of the program. The herbed chicken salad, sent in by Herb, I suppose. He's a good man. And 1 fried chicken. That's about 4.5 pounds. That's exactly what that chicken was. A cup, half a cup of dry white wine. And you don't have to get the real expensive stuff because you're just going to boil it away anyway, and what a waste of good wine that is. 2 tablespoons of minced shallots, or little spring onions, a tablespoon of chopped fresh tarragon, or a teaspoon dried, which is what I was using today because we're out of season and I couldn't find any. 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper, which you add to the whole thing once you're mixing it all up, in case you wonder where it went, because I never even touched it. 1.5 cups of plain yogurt, 2 cups of water, 2/3 pound of small new potatoes quartered, a pound of fresh green beans, a tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper, and a half a small red onion cut into strips, and a partridge in a pear tree. It is the longest, most drawn-out chicken salad I've ever seen.
Now, there's the Andalusian rice salad, and you know it's pretty. You know it's good. Let's find out if they're good to eat.
You just know. Well, now, don't fall in the baby cradle over there. Hate for you to fall in the baby cradle.
Oh, I know. Here, you dish me up some, and I'll dish you up some.
Been dishing it out all day, Johnson. Oh, thank you. That's the greatest of plenty.
Oh, you don't like the Andalusian salad? You haven't even tried it
I
yet.
don't usually eat things I can't pronounce. There you go. Have a big dollop of that onion, Johnson.
Oh, I will.
I know you will.
My lumbago's about to kill me. Here, we brought Granny's best plastic cutlery there. I feel so terrible using this stuff here in this.
It's a real subtle crew we got here today, isn't it? You hear them whistling and stomping? What? Oh. Come on in.
Come on in.
But we stand behind us and smile. Hey, we have guests here today. What's your name?
My real name's Laurie Spangler.
Oh, I don't want you to give your real name. We could be arrested for that.
Pretending to be Elizabeth Hoffauer.
Oh, Elizabeth. Thank
I'm the
you.
lady of the house.
And you are?
I am Scott Spangler pretending to be Samuel Hoffauer.
Well,
And
I'm
here,
Larry
you-
Bly pretending to be a cook.
And we wouldn't touch that one with a fork. Let me give you something.
And so are you, Johnson, and don't say nothing
Well,
about it.
I won't. There you go.
I like my chicken salad, if I must say so myself.
Well, Larry,
and
maybe
I must.
you could give them a taste of your chicken salad,
Oh, I will.
which is real good. I have to admit it,
Just
ladies
try
and
some
gentlemen.
of it right out of the
Right
bowl.
out of the bowl?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is one of those kind of shows. This is sort of an out of the bowl kind of
Looks
show.
delicious.
You're having an out of the bowl experience. What do you think? Lots of grunts. Aside from the fact that it's just beautiful. Well,
Well, we want to thank everybody at Explorer for being so nice to us, and we'll have to come back
kind bunch of people.
as this progresses because they're building other buildings, and it's really going to be an exciting
They
place
have
to
made us
come.
feel so at home that I'm thinking of spending the night here. I hope I don't have to pay rent.
Oh, no, it'd
Bye.
be terrible. We've got to go. Bye-bye.